Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over, man. It happened. It finally happened. He went through with it. I honestly was not sure, because you never know in these cases. Uh, Shout out to this brother, Kid Cudi, for actually getting up there because, you know, a lot of these people, I said, may be scared to testify because they may feel that their lives are in danger, or they may get blacklisted from the industry. You never know. But this brother actually went through with it. I've been waiting for this. They say this brother, hey, he showed up. Someone said looking like he was fresh out of a Grease movie or something. Black leather coat, smoking a cigarette. Hey, recap of Diddy trial. Kid Cudi says his Porsche was torched after Sean Combs learned he was dating Cassie Ventura. Now, we already know what Cassie said, how Diddy got extremely jealous. I do believe that Cassie, let me read this. The musical artist Kid Cudi, a celebrity makeup artist and a hotel employee, were among those who testified Thursday to end the second week of testimony in Sean Diddy Combs' in his trial. The rapper, referred to in court as Scott, I cannot pronounce his it says Muscudi. I may be saying it wrong, but provided the most dramatic testimony of the day. He accused Combs of breaking into his home and being involved in the destruction of his Porsche, which was set on fire with a Molotov cocktail outside of his home. That is scary, man. That is a one type of warning. You know, that's one of the things you see in the movie when people get in their car and start it up and boom. Hey, you never know. You never know. The prosecution used each witness to try to holster the core accusations of Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura laid out on the stand last week. Remember I said she was, basically setting the foundation. Because a lot of people were talking about all the domestic stuff, like he's not on trial for this. Where's all the other stuff, that he's being accused of or what he's on trial for? And I was like, yo, this is supposed to be about 8 weeks. More people are going to be testifying. This stuff is going to start coming out. And here we are. Prosecutors have now called 16 witnesses over 2 weeks. 16. Wow. The trial is expected to resume on Tuesday after the Memorial Day weekend with testimony from Combs' former director of marketing, Capricorn Clark, and a member of the LAPD and the Los Angeles Fire Department. We'll see how that goes. Combs and some in his inner circle used threats, used a lot of things. I can't repeat this, and lies to basically everything he's being alleged of to get Cassie and other women into participating in these parties he called freak-offs, and to protect the music mogul's reputation. So basically all this stuff he's being accused of, they're saying that it's a lot of people that are close to him that were helping him. The defense has acknowledged Combs was violent with romantic partners, and during opening statement said he had a bit of a different type of life. They also said that while Combs is a very flawed individual, he has not committed the alleged federal crimes. Here's what we learned in testimony Thursday. And it's going back to Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi says his house was broken into and porch set on fire. It said Cudi testified about what happened after Combs learned about his relationship with Cassie. It says, as he entered court for his testimony, Cudi was wearing a leather jacket, did not appear to make eye contact with Combs as he walked down the center of the aisle to the witness stand. Combs remained facing forward. Cudi, 41, said he met Ventura around 2008 and they briefly dated around 2011. He testified that he believed at the time they started dating that Ventura was not romantically involved with Combs anymore. He testified Ventura told him Combs had did what he did to her physically. In December 2011, Ventura called him scared around 6 a.m. and said Combs had found out she and Cudi were dating. He testified Ventura was nervous that Combs would go to Cudi's house, so they went to a nearby hotel, he said. Ventura testified last week she was at a freak-off with Combs when he found out about her relationship with Cudi. She said Combs was super angry and lunged at her with a wine bottle opener. But she managed to get out and had Cudi pick her up. There they learned that Combs and an associate were inside Cudi's house, he testified. On the way back to my house, Cudi called Combs. I said, basically, mother, you in my house? He testified. I just wanted to talk to you, Combs said. According to Cudi, I'm over here waiting for you. So, Cudi, security cameras, and he's probably looking at the cameras and seeing that Diddy was in his house. Think about that. This is what we've been waiting for, to see what else besides the domestic stuff. And here you go. Here you go. So Diddy is inside his house. He wasn't there. He didn't let Diddy in. He got into his house. All right. Talking about, I'm here waiting for you. Like, I want to talk to you. When he arrived to the home, Combs was not there. Cudi said he noticed his home security cameras had been moved, And inside the house, some gifts had been opened and his dog was locked in the bathroom. Wow. This man over here opening gifts and locking up dogs. He called the police and filed a police report about the break-in. Cudi spent the Christmas holidays with Ventura and her family in Connecticut in the following days, but the pair broke it off by New Year's Eve. Cudi also said he got a call from his dog sitter one morning in January 2012 and was told that his Porsche vehicle was on fire. The jury reviewed photos of the destroyed car. It looks like the top of my Porsche was cut open, and that's where the Molotov cocktail was put in, Cudi said. After the vehicle fire, Cudi set up a meeting with Combs at the Soho House in Los Angeles. When asked by the prosecution why he asked for the meeting, Cudi said, I knew he had something to do with it. The defense objected to the response, and the judge sustained the objection, meaning the jury cannot consider his response as evidence. When he arrived to the meeting, Sean Combs was standing there, staring out the window with his hands behind his back. Like a Marvel supervillain, Cudi testified. Several jurors and many courtroom spectators laughed at the description. So he said Diddy is standing there with his hands behind the back looking like a super villain, and then people started to laugh. When Cudi asked about his car, Combs responded, "I don't know what you're talking about," Cudi testified. Cudi pulled his hand out of a handshake, and Combs asked him what was wrong, saying he thought they were cool, Cudi said. Cudi said he confirmed with Combs that his word was that he didn't have anything to do with the damage to his Porsche. Cudi testified he thought Combs was lying. In 2015, Cudi and Combs ran into each other again at the Soho House, and Combs apologized. He said, "Man, I just want to apologize for everything and all that BS," Combs said, according to Cudi. Cudi testified he found peace with the situation with Combs after that. "That was the last thing I was expecting to get from him," he said. Cudi says he got played by Ventura. In cross-examination, Cudi confirmed DNA was collected from his video, but said he didn't hear anything else about the result from authorities. So that now they're just talking about how Cudi basically, when he was dating Cassie, he thought that she was done with Diddy, only to find out that she was kind of still messing around with Diddy. But again, we know that she could not just leave him. You know, I mean, look at what happened when Diddy found out that she was talking to Cudi. So I'm pretty sure that some words was exchanged. Some physical things were probably exchanged, allegedly, right? So we already know how that played out, how she couldn't just leave. That's why Cudi felt like he was being played, because he was expecting Cassie to just, they would probably be one of them couples on the run for the rest of their lives, trying to escape him. But yeah, that right there is huge. For Cudi to testify and to say these things, because I hadn't heard, it was just like a rumor, but I didn't hear it from his mouth. So there we have it. I had been waiting for this. This was an article I got. I want to see some comments. Well, this is a comment right here. Someone said, "Now I know why one of my favorite rappers growing up never became as famous as he could have." That's the only comment I need to see, to be honest with y'all. All right, hey, appreciate you guys coming over. Like I said, more stuff is going to come out. I'm playing catch up right now. I had a busy time. But definitely stay tuned. I got another video to check out, or another article to read. Trying to play catch up here, man. All right, peace out.